I ordered the gasket kit in. It's a full gasket kit. And we're just going to rip this guy apart. We're going to check the bottom end to make sure that we're not going to have the same exact noise that we already have when we install this engine, or at least to the best of our abilities, and hope for the best. Ooh, that looks delicious.
It's oil.
Yeah, I don't see any water.
I don't feel no gritty.
Wow. Looks pretty clean. Nailed it. It's out, so you're not going to break a single one.
Oh yeah, if I was doing it in the vehicle, they would have fought me and everything else, or I've been so nervous taking them out.
2 different vehicles, Chevy manifold, this week, and no bolt broke.
And they're way older than the one I did on mine that broke.
We ended up getting pretty far. Just wanted to give you an update. All the accessories are off. The only thing on the front of the motor yet is the crank pulley. The valve covers are off, and it actually looks pretty clean in there. I don't know how many miles are on this motor, actually. I have no idea. But even in the valley, it's decent. Not bad at all. So, pretty happy so far. Wayne's taking the spark plugs out. And we're going to get her flipped over and take the oil pan off, which is going to really be what we need to see, because that's where the problem is with these motors. They're usually in the bottom end. Looks like beer. You want some?
Kill him. No, it looks like old grain.
The water pump, that's what I was saying. How do you want me to cover all these holes? That didn't seem very tight. We got the oil pan off here, as you can see, and everything looks pretty good. We'll have Wayne demonstrate on what you're looking for and what's normal. Like if you're going to go to a junkyard and you want to see if the motor seems okay or not, if there's going to be any bottom end noise.
It's alright to have movement this way. You just don't want it back and forth this way. You can always move them side to side. Just want to make sure they all go pretty even. Pretty much, you're not going to feel the spec. I'm just comparing to see if they're all pretty uniform. And as I can see, got no play. I'm going to go back and forth. Nothing, but I got my side to side. We look good. The cam bearings and all that look great. I can't see this thing making any noise.
Sloppy rule 101. Don't look at cam bearings. They'll always be bad.
I know, I'm going to go adjustable. Oh, that has to be. I'm going to make a little noise.
Probably like a couple bucks. Do I need to get the gears too?
They should come with the gears. Yeah, you don't just change the chain. You change everything.
I just looked it up. Don't look like it's part of it. Back at this 4.3 engine, he's wiping the chain off now. We've had it soaking for, I don't know, a week.
Oh, you want it over a day.
Yeah, it's soaked long enough. Just soak it like a day. And then the new, the crank side's already on. And then he's about
That's a new sprocket I already put on. Before taking it apart, I made sure everything was timed. There's your timing mark here. And you got your other guy right there. You want them directly in front of each other.
Right there you can see the timing marks, guys. There's your one on your cam, and there's your one on your crank.
Okay, this is for the timing. Okay, just double check. Your teeth are in. I mean, you can't be more. You want to make sure. And you can see, Carl, clear as day. We're in.
That's your reluctor wheel for your crank position pickup, which is in the timing cover. We'll show you guys that and when we get there.
All the way against.
You can't put that on. Well, you can put it on wrong, but you'll know because you'll hit the chain. We're going to clean the timing cover, but before we do that, we want to take the seal out because we do have a new seal that's going to go in it. Just be careful of the crank sensor. It is plastic, so careful where you hit and all that. And it cooperated, just popped out. Wayne got it all cleaned up. We got the sweet smell of Caro going on right now. And we're just going to drive the new seal in. You're going to want to, there's a couple ways you can do this. You can get a socket that fits, or you can just give it the old tap around the edges.
Even. So it's all the way against. Let's put some of the Seal Glide on. Help break it in.
On these particular timing covers, they're actually a composite plastic, so be a little careful with them when you're hammering and stuff on like that. Also, when you're mounting it up, make sure it's not wedged somehow or anything like that, because you will crack it pretty easy. Do you have to leave it loose and put the harmonic balancer in?
It don't seem like it. It doesn't even shift after I put it on.
Alright, all the surfaces are cleaned up, so we're just going to slide this guy on and tighten her up. He's just going to clean up the oil pan surface. It's already been buffed and it's clean, so we're just going to wipe it off, make sure we get a good seal. I'm going to get the oil pan gasket ready, and we got to get the oil pan cleaned, and then we can get her all mounted up.
Cut in the corners only. I like to put them right here at the seam for a little assurance. Here where the timing cover seam is.
If you did not know, different color silicones do different things. So read the packaging and it'll tell you exactly what it does. Now we have a nice rubber gasket. Guys, I mention this a lot. Make sure that if you can, get the perma-dry or rubber type gasket, because it is much better than cork. So we're going to slide the oil pan down on there.
There's nothing in there. Yep. Pickup screen, that's pretty good.
Alright guys, we're getting ready to put the oil relocator on, and it's going to get a new O-ring that we got over here, and also a new gasket. There's the O-ring, and then there is the gasket. couple different ways you can do this. You can do it the way he did it, where he slammed it on with a hammer and make sure you use a piece of wood or something. You don't want to go slamming it against the, you know, you'll break the,
you don't
the
want
crank,
to
the balancer. And now he can put it on with an impact. Or I'll tell you another trick as soon as he gets this thing on. The other trick is go see Sloppy Mechanics, Matt. What they do is they heat up that pulley and then it just slides right on the crank. A lot of people say you ruin the seal, blah, blah, blah. He's never had a problem. The guys on Sloppy Mechanics have never had a problem. And in all reality, that seal sees full engine temperature, which is over 200 degrees. He also got the upper or the lower intake on. The distributor's in back there. Right now we're getting, the exhaust manifolds are on. I don't think they were on last time. So we're going to put the valve covers on right now. We're just putting the valve cover gaskets in. There's a little groove. It just sits right in the groove that's in the valve cover. So just get them in there nice and tight. Sometimes they're a little loose. You just got to stretch them around to whatever you need. And then once you have those in, as you can see, we have this guy installed already. Look at this motor, guys. This thing looks awesome. It used to be some oily piece of junk. So as you can see, you just slide it in there, and then on the 6 cylinders, they only have 3 bolts, center bolt valve cover. The V8s, of course, have 4.
It's easier taking the bolts out.
You got a pigtail under. In the front, you got a pigtail in the valve cover, or in the...
Yeah, I see it.
So that side's a little trickier, of course, because it's got everything in the way, but basically just sit her on there and, you know, snug her up. Don't crank her too tight. You'll crack the valve cover or ruin the gasket, one or the other. Just snug them up, and you'll know when you're there.